Hello, my name is Phil, lead design manager at Twisted Pixel on Marvel Deadpool VR, and today hanging out with me is...
Matt, and I am the animation director at Twisted Pixel on Marvel's Deadpool VR.
Hey everyone, today we're gonna talk a little bit about Mojo World, this really fun place that Deadpool visits in between going after Marvel villains.
Yeah, we have a ton of fun in these because, as you'll see in a second here, we get a chance to introduce some of the variants of the Deadpools as teammates. They get to fight against these really creative bots, and it's just a ton of fun. Yeah, there's Lady Deadpool.
Yeah, and you get to engage in some fun activities, a little bit of sports ball here. Of course, this being Deadpool, it is sports, but there is violence involved. Joining Deadpool is Lady Deadpool, hanging out on the left here. You actually have some of the Deadpool variants hanging out with you during some of these game modes, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and you'll get to hear a lot of great discussion between Deadpool and whatever variants he gets to team up with. They have a lot of back and forth conversation. It's a ton of fun to listen to.
So these events in Mojo World, they follow the same rules as the rest of the game. The more interesting you are, the more stylish you are, the more points you're going to get, the more people are going to be excited with your performance. So you are encouraged to be very stylish as you're competing in these different modes.
Yeah, and you would think the bots were told that same directive too, because they'll use all types of weapons, all different types of just ways to attack you and come at you. So they're almost just as creative as you're encouraged to be.
They are. They will cut off your arms if they get a chance.
So here we've got the Mojo face on the sports ball here, as you can see. Just have a lot of fun with sort of different parts of the Marvel universe that we were able to pull into this game mode.
Interestingly, for a long time, we had Deadpool's thumb be right inside Mojo's eyeball, and we debated if we should keep it there or not. It looked weird, but also is kind of cool. So that was a big conversation for us, right, Matt?
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. We also wanted to make it to where you were holding the ball in just the way where if you wanted to just sit down and like aim Mojo's face at yours and talk to him, you could do that.
That's right. So in sports ball, the goal is to score with the Mojo ball in your opponent's goal. One of the cool bits in here is that sometimes there's some zones that will appear. You'll probably see those as we're going through this. And if you score from those zones, you can get extra points. So pro tip.
Yep. Yeah, I think one of the real fun things about Mojo World battles is you're in these really cool isolated environments where, there's a lot of face-to-face between you and the bots that you're fighting against. It's just a lot of fast-paced action, really cool VR-friendly environment where you want to platform back and forth a little bit, but you can't really exactly hide in a corner and take it easy. It's pretty fast-paced.
That's right. The bots will find you. There's one of those bonus zones we talked about earlier. One of the cool things about these modes also is it's one of the opportunities for Deadpool to actually interact with his variants. So you're going to hear Deadpool talking with Lady Deadpool as you're playing through this. And this is true for all the different Deadpools in the game. So the dialogue will be different. They have different things they care about. And of course, it's all funny, all interesting.
Yeah, I love that about this game. And it's that way for all the levels throughout the game, not just the Mojo World levels, but we just have nonstop dialogue. I mean, this is the Merc with the mouth, right? And it doesn't stop in Mojo World.
That's right.
The variants, it's always going to be there. It's always going to be funny.
It's pretty funny when you're shooting a bot that's trying to either score, use the grapple, or you just dismember them like you saw with the shotgun. That's super fun.
And there's the arm growing back. Yeah.
There's weapons in Mojo World that you're not going to find in the rest of the game. So we have specific Mojo weapons. One of the ones you saw earlier was the arc shot. It's a cool weapon. It fires like a crossbow. And for a really, really long time, we thought about having it be like kind of a slow charge up weapon, but we turned it into this pretty brutal, like instant crossbow. Which is kind of a team favorite right now.
Yeah, it's a really fun weapon for sure. It's pretty powerful. A lot of really powerful weapons here. It's also kind of, you get your choice. There's grenade launchers, rocket launchers. So whatever kind of style of play, you can usually find a weapon that's going to suit you in this game mode.
Interesting tip also, when you're playing sports ball, you can throw the ball to your partner Deadpool. So if you're ever about to get caught by the bots and you'd like Lady Deadpool in this instance to score, you could just give the ball to her.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got a lot of really cool AI going on with the bots and with the teammates to try and make it really feel like they're interacting directly with you, not just random people running around doing things their own way.
I am never voting for you for team captain again.
Oh yeah, you could use your grapple gun also on the ball. So if you're ever seeing it and you want to snatch it from the enemy team's hands, you could just grapple it. Oh, that was a good throw.
Yeah.
So good.
I love the names on these bots too.
Oh yeah, that was we spent a lot of time thinking about those.
You mean Mojo spent a lot of time thinking about those when he introduced them into the arena, right?
Oh yeah. You looked on the internet.
Yeah. Mojo's been a super fun enemy to have in this game. His personality is just some of the humor writes itself and the game style.
Step up your game or I'm benching you for Peter.
Please, the guy gets
So you saw some stylish kills in here with the rocket launcher. There's another one. Gallagher, a favorite.
Yeah.
Blowing up robots. We actually had a lot of conversations around the bots. We call them bots, but some of them are more organic. So are they bots? Are they cyborgs? We don't know. We're still trying to decide that.
Yeah. Just play against them and see what you think, right?
I mean, you can blow them up. There's gives when you blow them up. So open
Yeah.
for discussion.
It's true. A lot of the times we come up with our own terminology while we're developing the game. So bots is definitely what we refer to these guys.
We do.
Oh, good. Shimigeddon's next. Is one of my favorites.
Chimigato, referring, of course, to chimichangas, a Deadpool favorite.
Yeah, you can't have a Deadpool game without chimichangas.
That's right. So we're going to be hanging out with Headpool for this one. So the goal is to grab Headpool and just take him around eating chimichangas until you win or Deadpool can't take it anymore.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, how you get to just have this discussion between yourself and your teammates. Well, in this case, you're going to have also discussion with Headpool himself. So while you're holding him in your hand, he's chatting with you, he's eating chimichangas, he's telling you if he's hungry. It's pretty funny to listen to some of the things that he says.
Chimichanga. Really? Those are good.
Good use of the grapple gun. So if you're comfortable with the grapple gun, you can get a lot of mobility in these levels.
Disgusting. I mean,
We want to make sure that you could use all your moves when you're in Mojo World and all your weapons. So really the idea here is to have as much freedom as possible while you're playing these different modes.
Yeah, it really helps you dial in on your style of play, what you're comfortable with, and just really get like reflexes going with, how to navigate with holding an object like Headpool in your hand, but still toggling between your pistol and your grapple and your swords with the other hand. Or maybe setting Headpool down temporarily to grab a grenade if you want to throw a grenade at somebody.
That's right. Or you could trick the enemy team into picking up Headpool so that they have one less hand to attack you with, and then you take them out and
Very
steal
true.
Headpool. Yeah.
Very true. Pro tip.
what's the best chimichanga you ever had?
Getting that little helicopter blade animated on Headpool's head was something that we talked about for a long, long time, but we knew we wanted to do it. It's important to us, and I think it survived all of our priority and scoping for the entire production.
Yeah, definitely did. When you approach something like that, there's usually a few options. We entertain the idea of having physics simulation and other things like that, but we really just felt like dialing in the animation and letting it work itself would be the best route.
Yeah, there's some of these things sometimes we know we're gonna have to do it because we care. We think it's such a big part of the character. We're like, we have to do this. Doesn't matter when, how, we're gonna do it. Matt will be like, I'll do it myself if I
Yeah.
have to.
But that's very true. I mean, it was the same thing with the voiceover for Headpool. We really wanted him to be able to talk to you, and we didn't want to just have lip flap. So we did actual lip sync animations for him. So everything that he says, even though he doesn't have gums or lips, it's technically a lip synced animation that he's talking to you with.
You can see around the arena, we have a bunch of screens all over the place, and you're going to see these come to life when Mojo is talking. In some cases, it's going to be Headpool, although right now he's kind of busy, so it's not him. But we also have some ads that are playing on the screens, and those are really funny. Sometimes I almost wish the modes wouldn't be so quick and active, so you can take a look at them. But if you get a chance, take a look at the screens. We have some really funny ads.
Yeah, that's very true. I know it is kind of hard to stop and enjoy the scenery when you're in these types of scenarios. But,
Right.
But the scenery's there.
Everybody stop shooting. I'm gonna watch TV
Yeah.
for a minute. But you should. If you wipe out the enemy team, just look at the screen. It's just part of making Mojo World feel like a real place. It's definitely flavored around Mojo's vibe around entertainment and just the consumerism and all the fun things that he's got going on. So it's a very different place, especially compared to the, I don't want to say more grounded, because definitely the game has a lot of fantastic elements to it. But when you're going through a very specific theme like Yashida, like you're seeing all the ancient feudal stuff, and then you go to Mojo World, it's meant to feel like a very, very different, almost alien place. Like, it's familiar, you get the entertainment vibe, but it's definitely Mojo's own take on things.
Yep. This is Mojo in his environment, like, you know, the way he wants things to be. Like, this is Mojo TV at its finest. So
That's right.
yeah.
He's got his branding, his color scheme.
And his brutal gameplay that he forces Deadpool into. You know, like the premise of this game, Deadpool agrees to sign this contract without super reading the fine print that Mojo's handcrafted for him. And so, you know, Deadpool finds himself in scenarios like this, you know, at his own, you know, with himself to blame for agreeing to sign up for these things.
Oh yeah, he gets reminded to in the story, like Mojo will be, all right, Deadpool, time to fulfill your contractual obligations, time to be on TV and make me some money. Of course, Deadpool, he gets into it. I mean, he may not be happy about being a little bit conned into doing this, but he's having a blast.
Oh yeah.
Not one to miss an opportunity to look good and just kick some ass at the same
Sure,
time.
and if he has to sacrifice a limb here or there, you know, it's worth it because it's a good time for Deadpool.
Absolutely.
And he gets his chance to take a limb or two from the enemy in the process.
All right, next up we have Mechs and Balances. Mechs and Balances is actually really interesting. So you're gonna get to pilot a mech suit effectively for this one, making you the boss encounter of that level, and the robots are gonna try to take you out. You have access to a lot of cool stuff. You have a Gatling gun on your right hand. You have a charge up blast cannon on your left. You also have access to jump jets. So you can jump around and kind of hold it down just like that. You can land, it makes a big explosion blast. So you have a lot of weapons in your arsenal here.
Yeah, the hover, the jump blast is really cool. It was a fun sort of gameplay mechanic to get working. You wanted to make that feel just right. You know, you wanted to make the landing feel impactful enough, but not be too jarring to the player in VR. So it was a lot of fun to get that feeling right.
It was. When we were designing this mode, we kept adding stuff on it. We didn't have the jump jet at the beginning, but then we added it because we thought, you're such a big, cool hulking robot, it'd be fun if we had that. Then we thought about adding the blast, and we were like, all right, we need to calm down. We're not making a mech game. Like, it's just one game mode, but everybody is so excited about it. We kept wanting to add things.
Yeah, and balancing the power of the mech, but still making sure that these Mojo bots have enough intensity to keep it fair.
The armor pickup that you're getting when you're defeating enemies, they give you back a little bit of health, so it helps you stay in the fight. But depending on the difficulty levels you're playing at, you still have to be careful. You're not invincible. You're just really, really strong.
Right. Yeah. And it definitely, you think you're going to be invincible when you see yourself in this mech, when you have these guns for arms, but
Yeah. It's tempting to just stand still and just start blasting, but if you do that, you'll get flanked, the boss will get around you, and you may not survive. So you're encouraged to move, especially use your jump jets. When you're flying around, the robots are less accurate, so pro tip.
Whoever played this round did a pretty darn good job.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Very successful.
I think one of my favorite parts about the Mojo battles here, these Mojo arenas, is you really get to kind of change the pacing from the gameplay of a standard level, for example.
It's a cool pace breaker. You'll get to run into those after you go after villains in the story, so these come in pretty frequently. You can use big money time in these levels. You'll be able to use the stuff that you've unlocked and upgraded. So a super fun pace breaker, and we hope you have a blast with it.
Yep.
All right, that's it for us.
Yep.
See you when the game launches, November 18th. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.